NHL Nightly with your host, the sports, a.k.a. Pierre Lebowski, a.k.a. Jeremiah Maxwell. And with him, as always, maybe PEarlo, Wisdom, and Rico in Barrie. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. With me, as always, maybe PEarlo, Wisdom. How you doing tonight, PEarlo? You got any bets on this game?
Yeah, I got Dallas money line on that. I just went straight Dallas money line. I figure it's going to be tight. Colorado's not going to let them get like blown away. I just took Dallas money line.
All right, cool. I had a tough time hearing you there. Is your mic on? I don't know. It just be.
Oh,
me.
really? You had a tough time. How was that?
Oh, that's a little better. Yep. Okay.
It wasn't close enough. That's why. So, anyways, I'll say it again if anybody didn't hear it. I had Dallas money line.
Okay. Was that plus 1.5? Minus 1.5?
Minus 145. I didn't know. I thought it would be tight. Like Colorado, after getting their ass kicked, they're going to come out hard. But I just don't think they got it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say this, man, and I said it on Morning Cup of Hockey Chat, and I just hold on. Hey, it's our speaking Beer League championship winning fucking co-host, Mr. Rico and Barrie. Gotta get the
What's going on, man?
Hey, how was
Good,
Thunder
boys?
Bay?
It was awesome, man. I loved it. You fly over Lake Superior, beautiful mountains and stuff. It's just a great city.
Flew
man.
there.
It was so nice to be home. Yeah, I brought my hockey equipment on the plane and everything.
Nice. All right,
Yeah,
we got
buddy.
a cat appearance already.
Yeah.
That's good, man. So
Yeah, buddy.
PEarlo was just saying he had the money line for the Dallas Stars. Who do you have?
In this game?
Yeah, did you bet this game? You don't have to. You didn't have to.
I honestly, I just took a bunch of props and I took the over 6.5. I got a Pavelski goal prop though, so he was on the top line. Yeah, he was on the top line. So
is there anything more apropos than Rico coming back? He hasn't been with us for a week, and he hits a goal scoring prop. One game on, he hits a goal scoring prop.
Yeah.
Rico,
buddy, Pavelski was on the top line with Wyatt Johnson and Jamie Benn, so he was due.
Yeah, he's been a little snake bitten too. I've seen he's had some really grade A chances that have just been stoned. I haven't been that worried about Pavelski. He's always right where he needs to be. And I'll tell you what, man, it wasn't looking good for your Brett Burns pick winning the Stanley Cup. So Pavelski's our fallback, right? So
Carolina's coming.
I'm wearing the Chicklets jersey and the Chicklets hat because today was Spittin' Chicklets 500th episode. Congrats to those guys. Don't know if you listened today, but it was a great show. They had special guests, Tim Stapleton, Terry Ryan Sr. Who else came on? Oh, Arm Dog. Shout out Arm Dog, Colby Armstrong. And then Tom Green and Will Arnett. Will Arnett came on. He was the first guest, so it was pretty cool if you didn't get to watch it live. And they made a special announcement. Chicklets Cup in September will be in London, Ontario. Want to put together a ball hockey team. It costs money to do a team. I think it's $2,500 per team. So if you got guys that want to play, I'll manage. We'll talk about this. I'll manage, but I will come to London.
That'd be sick, dude. It's 3 hours. It's 3 hours from my house. What weekend is it?
I don't have the specific dates yet. End of September. I don't think they have it locked down yet. They just announced it though.
Oh,
but it's going to be in London.
$2,500 a team. So if you think what?
Yeah, 10 players, $250 a pop. Yeah. And I would help cover like 500 of that anyway, just because I want to be the manager. There's no way I could play ball hockey, but I mean, I'd be killing dudes out there. My little round ass, be throwing my 230 pounds or whatever around and kill people, and I would probably die of a heart attack after 45 minutes of it. So. But like let's get some guys if you've got some guys that are interested.
London's a hell of a town to go out on after too, man. London's there's like a couple of universities there. Like it's a good town.
Yeah, my wife might be coming with me on this trip, so
yeah,
we'll see. Yeah,
my wife would probably come down too.
Yeah. I would want her to, just to be honest with you. So yeah,
man.
Just so I have that. If I'm talking to a lady, I'm like, oh yeah, here's my wife. I can do that.
Yeah,
which is always just makes life easier. Not that the ladies love my fat bearded ass or anything. But
you got to get PEarlo between the pipes.
Oh my God, PEarlo, yeah. Well, we need a good goalie. So if you got a guy, just check with guys and see if they'd be interested, man. Because I'll probably have to put a fee down. But I got to run all this by the commander in chief anyway. So, but I think it would be fun, and it's a good place to get contacts and meet a bunch of people. And
dude, let's do it, man. I would just pick you up at the airport on the way to London, because it's
okay.
45 minutes. It's about an hour to the airport from my house, and then a couple more hours to London from there.
Well, and I figured if you get a team together, we could get an Airbnb too, where we just all get a big place where everybody can stay at the same place. Yeah, if there's a house or something, we can rent it.
It'd be unreal, man. It'd be a time of our lives.
Oh my God, dude. It just sounds like way too much fun. I'm just going to say, yeah. Anyway, I don't want to go down this road, but I will be doing a little bit of play-by-play for you guys tonight as the game is going on, but we're going to talk in bullshit. We're just going to have some things. Before we get down the road, and I appreciate everybody. We got a lot of people in the chat. We got some people on Twitter, and we got some people on we might have some people on Insta today too. I don't know. But we've got actually, it will tell me. I can tell you the breakdown. We actually have been getting people on Twitch a little bit too. Yeah, nope. We have 10 people on Twitter. I just want to tell the people on Twitter, you can comment and we will be able to see your comments. So if you have questions or you want to talk, just talk about the game. We're watching Texas hockey versus Go Avs Go. Rico, we got to get your opinion on the Val Nichushkin. Obviously, Taves is playing tonight, but what about the Nichushkin news? I'm sure you heard that while you were on vacay. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to know what's going on with him, but I mean, he sewered his team 2 years in a row, which totally sucks for the team. But then there's the personal shit that he's dealing with too. That he's obviously got some type of demons and some issue that's bigger than his career is even right now. I mean, the guy's losing 6 months worth of salary. Like, this guy's going down a bad path here, and he needs help. And whatever help he needs, hope he gets it. Obviously, he's not doing so well right now. So his professional side, personal side, I mean, hopefully the guy gets it figured out, because it's definitely hurting himself and it's hurting the team as well. So, I mean, it's not good. I mean, it's personal, so that's as much as we need to know, I guess. I mean, it's the world of media and social media, and everybody wants to know what's going on with the guy. But, I mean, the guy's been the second best player outside of Nathan McKinnon. The guy's been arguably better than Rantanen in this series. I mean, Colorado hasn't had a lead in this series against Dallas. I mean, without Nichushkin, I mean, big problem, man.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. I was really enjoying hearing everything you were saying there. I'm getting a little. Is that getting a little for me, or getting a little? PEarlo, that static is coming from you. So I just usually when I go down the line, I muted you first and it went away. So something's wrong with your setup there, my man. So I was gonna come live to us outside here. The next commercial break, I will probably drop out and go outside because it's gorgeous and give you a little outside view of the thing. we've got the period getting underway here. The second period getting underway. Again, just congrats to the Spit Chicklets guys. I'll throw that up there for a while. Hopefully we get some people in that want to chat, but we're getting a lot of people on the Twitter, so I appreciate that, Twitter. Appreciate you guys, or X or whatever. So yeah, I feel really bad for Nichushkin. I think the penalties are pretty harsh. If it was alcohol, he got dinged up for it. I get it, man. The pressure of the playoffs. I mean, but the guy was like leading the playoffs in goals. So he was playing well. I mean, like they haven't got much from Rantanen. I think Makar has not been that good. Heiskanen's been better. I just wonder if that crushed their. I don't know, that news to get that right before the game that he's not playing. Taves was out. I just felt like it was a real kick in the dick for the Colorado Avalanche. 19-18 underway. Really no sustained offensive zone pressure for anybody. If we get a play, Gerard's playing it from behind the puck. What do you think, guys, on that note on this Colorado, just where they played? And do you have any thing to say on the subject?
I thought it was a bad spot for Colorado. Like, it's been rough. Like,
looks like Yakov Trenin, sorry, like he's not on the bench. Apologize, he did not come back out. So anyway,
worse,
sorry.
Even worse.
Yeah.
The drama and everything. It's oh man, that's hard to deal with. And nobody wanted to talk about it, right? Like. Nobody wanted to say, okay, especially Bednar said we can't have excuses and all that stuff like that. But, I mean, you get that news, like, it sounded like it was an hour or 2 hours before game time. My gosh. And then not only that, Jonathan Toews was sick, too. So, bad spot for them. No doubt about it. It was terrible. And I had Colorado to win.
I'm telling you, though, the Dallas Stars beat the defending Stanley Cup champions after going up 6-0 or down 2-0, excuse me, in a 7-game series. Then they come right off. They face Colorado a day later with the JN. They lose that game because they lost their legs late in the period. But this really could have already been over this series. They've pretty much dominated from there on out. They're going to beat Colorado. Barring major injury by them, and I am a little concerned about this Hintz injury for them. He's out. He didn't play tonight. They're going to walk to the finals, no? Rico, what do you think? You're muted, Rico. Rico, you're muted.
Oh. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens at Vancouver and Edmonton. But yeah, if you give Dallas any type of life in this series, like with Devon Toews being out and out, back and in and out of the lineup, and Drouin maybe coming back a little early from injury too. Maybe they pressed him into the lineup knowing that Toews and Nichushkin were gone, so they rushed Drouin back in. So who knows how healthy he is as well. And Gorgiev being so inconsistent that, I mean, if they're going to play low-scoring games like this, it's advantage Dallas. I mean, Colorado's going to have to do it 3 times, including tonight. It's a tough task, man. And, yeah, I honestly don't see Vancouver or Edmonton really competing against Dallas, especially with their forward depth and Tanev blocking like 5, 6, 7 shots a game. And Ottinger just seems to be getting better as the playoffs go on. That's the scary thing about Dallas right now.
Yeah, couldn't agree with you more. Perlo, any more to add about this series?
Not really. You pretty much Rico summed it up really well right there. That was about exactly what I would say. Yeah. So that's
okay. Perlo, we talked about coaching openings yesterday. I got the banners. Yeah. We forgot some teams too. Yeah. I was going to say we forgot a few teams I had Winnipeg, Toronto, New Jersey, Seattle, LA. We forgot Columbus, which they need a GM and a coach, right? Or president of hockey ops. I don't know. Forgot about them. And Utah is not making a change. They brought Turney and they brought the whole staff, Bill Armstrong, all them, which I thought was a good move. I thought great people in Phoenix, just the owners sucked. San Jose made a coaching change. Did not mention them. They fired David Quinn, which that one was a head scratcher for me, man. Like just that guy deserved to coach Macklin Celebrini 1 year for the season he put in. I watched very few Shark games where they weren't busting their ass and playing. They weren't good team, but I watched very few games where they were. I saw games where they got their butts kicked, but like, so Winnipeg, Toronto, New Jersey, Seattle, LA, Columbus, San Jose. Is there any other team that you guys can think of? Now, I'm not putting Buffalo on the list because they already hired Lindy Ruff. Ottawa has to hire a coach, right? Oh, Ottawa hired Travis Green. We talked about
Travis Green, yeah. I think Quinn was just a victim of an owner that wanted to get public perception back. Like I think that sometimes happens. They were the worst team in the league. The owner's like,
yeah, but they needed to be the worst team in the league, and they got the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, but you're talking about getting ticket sales. The average fan doesn't look at it that way. So if you're last in the league, in order to appease the average fan, you fire your coach. Coaches, there's lots of coaches out there, and you bring them in. I think that's seriously what he was just a victim of that. It's a tough market, and you can't act like it's okay to be last in the league, even if you wanted to be. Not in that market. That market doesn't have enough like diehard fans that know the game inside and out. Most of them are average fans. And so I think that was just his way of he was basically scapegoated. If I was a team out there, I'd be putting Quinn in my back pocket right now. I think Quinn's a great coach.
Well, Parise looks like he's banged up too. Oh, he took a pretty decent cross check from Hurley. He took a nice little cross check from a big boy. And Parise is 40 years old, so he's out there putting it on the line. So,
who's going to be the last man standing between Corey Perry, Parise, Pavelski, and Brett Burns in the playoffs?
Well, Pavelski, I think for sure is going to be, and yeah, I don't think things look good for Corey Perry. I'm still on Canucks in 6, baby. I think Canucks are going to win Game 5 convincingly, and Game 6, Thatcher Demko is going to play, and they're going to shut out.
Besser and JT Miller have been playing so well, man. Besser and Miller have been so good, man. And Quinn Hughes feels like he plays half the game. Like, the guy's just solid. And I love this Latvian goaltender, man. Like, he beat the U.S. at the World Championships last year or the year before.
Yeah. I mean, I don't put a lot of stock in the World Championships, and I don't think the U.S. does. But, yeah, dude, that was how to win a big game. Yeah, I mean, it's a bronze. I think if you're the U.S., like, you're disappointed if you're not playing for the gold. Like, that's how I look at it with that tournament. I mean, I look at it that way with the Olympics and everything. You should be playing for the gold.
But I trust that. What I'm saying is I trust that Latvian kid more than I trust Stuart Skinner or Calvin Pickard.
Well, did you hear this? I don't think Knobloch knows what he's doing because he wouldn't commit to going back to Picard. I'm sorry, you're going to Picard. You have to put Picard in now. You are done with Stuart Skinner. And Rico, you weren't here yesterday or the day before. I had a statistic from Frank Saravelli that out of 69 goalies in the salary cap era that have played in the Stanley Cup playoffs, Stuart Skinner has the worst save percentage. He's dead fucking last. Like, he's not good. And I've been saying this is why I had no belief in Edmonton. I didn't like their defensive depth and I didn't like their goaltending. And everybody called me a piece of shit on the internet and cussed at me and said I didn't know hockey and I don't know nothing. And I'm like, guys, I watch the games. I don't have a vested interest. It's like with Johnny Lazarus. I thought the Rangers were going to win the whole time, but I didn't like their games. I said, you can't win in the fucking playoffs solely on power play. What's happening? Carolina's going to come back and win this series. Mark my fucking words. I bet my goddamn fucking rent check on it at this point. I put that kind of money on it. I think if Carolina wins game 6, it's over. The Canes are winning. They have been dominant 5v5 versus the Rangers. And you just got to watch the games. I don't hate I want my wife's a Rangers fan. I want the Rangers to win. I would love to see them win a Stanley Cup. She'd be so happy. She loves hockey more than any other sport too, and she loves the Rangers. And one of her biggest disappointments was never getting to see Lundqvist win. He'll get his name on the cup because he's part of the media team. So, but like I'm saying, like, you know, I don't have a vested interest. I don't care. You start covering the league. I just want good stories and great series. Like I got to tell you, the first round was a big time letdown with the exception of the Dallas Vegas series, which fucking sucks. We didn't get Vegas Edmonton because I think Edmonton would have got their clocks cleaned by Vegas. And it just sucks that we had to have that, but it's Vegas's fault. So, and LA, I thought LA would have been a better matchup for Colorado. But not Colorado.
For Dallas,
whoever LA, they would have played
Dallas?
Nashville.
I think
What?
Dallas would destroy LA.
Well, I think Dallas has beaten everybody, but it is what it is.
Especially LA. They got.
But I mean, I'm saying like the fact that Vegas was the 8th, right? The 8th seed, yes, because Dallas was the 1 seed in the West. So all games are going through them, man. Them and Glassbanger, our friend Nick Maroc, who came in and chatted with us. That was awesome, man. Thanks, Nick. I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you. That was a tough goal to give up with 0.6 seconds left there. If you're Dallas, if you guys didn't catch the first period, and I know there's a bunch of people watching on other streams, so appreciate if you share the stream, leave a like, subscribe, tell your friends. We're at commercial break. We're just talking. So Rico, kind of to backtrack on the coach openings, we haven't got to talk to you about who would you like for Toronto? Is it Berube or bust for you, or?
I just think they need somebody to hold the players accountable. Yeah, Craig Berube, but I think they just need to get the most out of their players, be a good locker room coach. But the first guy that popped in my mind, and I don't know if this guy's retired officially or if he's still surfacing around or anything, but the first name that just went right into my head right away weeks ago when this all went down was Ken Hitchcock. I would have just loved to see him behind the
He's a visor for the Blues. He did a Chicklets interview maybe 18 months ago, and I think he said he was full on retired in the Hockey Hall of Fame now, Ken Hitchcock. Yeah, I mean, that would be a good one. I think he would do well there too. I mean, but I think he's in his 70s, man. So, and I don't think he's in great health.
I mean, Berube is great and all, but I mean, Berube got hired on because he was an assistant coach and he got bumped to the head coach position. Yeah, he won a cup and everything, but he's been recently fired too. So, I mean, then you got Todd McLennan. Then, there's so many retreads out there.
Todd McLellan, yeah. So you don't have a favorite.
I don't know, man. And then you got Rod Brindamore's name out there, and the guy's still in the frickin' playoffs. So, I mean, the thing the Leafs have on their side is they can go and pluck any coach they want because they could throw a mass amount of money like they did to Mike Babcock. They gave a career earnings to a coach in Babcock that no other coach got paid before. So, I mean, that doesn't go against the salary cap, and the Leafs are deep in pocket. So, I don't think they're going to rush into this thing. I think they're going to let it go for a little bit and just make the decision, man. And it's not going to be about money. It's about getting the right guy. But I don't know, man. Honestly, I'm so up in the air right now as to who to put behind that bench. And for how long? Like, do you just sign a coach for 1 year and just give him a pile of one year money, or you sign somebody 3 years and give them a little bit of term? Like, that's another thing to consider too, that sometimes coaches will want that flexibility of not just being there for 1 year and being able to give it a 3-year shot at bringing a cup back. So I don't know, man. Berube seems to be the front runner right now, but I've heard they've talked to McLeod
the front runner with the public opinion, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The front runner in the court of public opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He's interviewed for the job, but like, I haven't heard any rumors saying. I've heard just as many rumors that Berube would take the Toronto job as I have him taking the New Jersey Devils job, which I hear he lives like less than an hour away from New Jersey. He lives near Philly.
Yeah, I can't think of somebody like Berube teaching such high skilled guys like Austin Matthews and Marner if he stays there, and Nylander. I could just see them turning their little spoiled brat blind eye at somebody like Berube and saying, "Who the hell were you? You're just a goon in the NHL." I mean, you weren't the same level as we are. I could just see that type of attitude from the Leafs. So you got to kind of get somebody that gets the players and the skilled guys a little bit going, because the depth guys and the secondary players and that, they've filled those guys around that core for so long, and those guys have always played good and showed up in the playoffs. It's the top guys that haven't showed up in the playoffs. So getting a coach to basically get through to these guys and install a system that's good in all 3 zones. Because, I mean, they did play defensively, but they couldn't put the puck in the net. So the Leafs need a system. They need to stick to it. And I mean, it was too little too late against Boston. They figured out how to play playoff hockey, because you're not going to win 6-3, 6-4 in the playoffs most times. You're going to win 2-1 and 3-2 in those games like they played against the Bruins, but it was too little too late. So it'll be interesting, man. I got my nose to the ground, my ears to the ground here in Toronto, and I'm trying to listen to anybody on sports talk radio as to any sniffles about any coach coming. And I mean, there's nothing remotely concrete close right now, but I don't know.
I want to play something for you guys. I want Rico. I want you to comment, and then I'll have PEarlo comment here. Here we go. Was it going to let me do it? Okay. All right, here we go. Why is it not playing? All right.
Was that Otzi on the show today or from before?
This is from the Cam and Strick podcast, and I'll put that up here real quick. Let me get it again. And maybe we just get the audio if I can't share it with you. Cam and Strick. This was from yesterday. And okay. Okay, let's go to their thing.
Welcome into the Cam and Strick podcast.
Okay.
Like when Nylander yelled at him. Well, Nylander, first of all, you don't play against everybody's best. You play against everybody's second best. Let's get that straight. Number 2, he was mad at Matthews for a bad turnover at the blue line. That's what he's mad at. And he's also mad and he threw his gloves. Why? Because he knows tomorrow in the paper, they're going to blame him. Like the power play was 1 for 20. If they're 5 for 20, they'd still be playing right now. And he'd have 3 more points, 4 more points. They wouldn't be complaining right now, would they? So therefore, now you look at the power play. Of course. Well, that's 2 units, 10 guys and 1 coach, right? And the head coach. So like it's never one guy. And I feel bad for him because he's in that market, right? That makes it very difficult. And then the winning goal, Pasternak's goal, they're blaming him. And it's like, if anybody knows anything about hockey, they were in a neutral zone regroup. So the F1 changed. He jumped over for F1. Pasternak's not his responsibility at all. Like when Nylander yelled at him. Well, Nylander, first of all, you don't play against everybody's best. You play against everybody's second best. Let's get that.
Okay. I love it from Adam Oates there. I just thought that was really profound. Maybe they're making, and PEarlo has kind of been on Marner's side this entire time. So I really don't want to, PEarlo doesn't need to really comment. I think he's kind of been where he's been with, not blaming Mitch Marner. Hot Take Hockey wasn't having it. I just want to hear from you, Rico. By the way, again, that was per the Cam and Strick podcast. Less than 30 seconds, man. Fair share hack. But I gave you proper credit, Pam and Strick. So looks like we got a penalty against Devon Taves. Delay of game, 8:40 left to go in the second period. It is still 1-1 Dallas, 15 shots to 13 shots in favor of the Colorado Avalanche. We just listened to Adam Oates' poignant comments about Willie Nylander, who's saying he plays against second. Kind of a defensive Mitch Marner. I would love to hear what you have to think, Rico.
I mean, so first of all, I mean, you can get rid of the coach, but something has to change in that core four. The only thing is Nylander's the only one that shows up in the playoffs. And I mean, you don't always play against people second best. I mean, there's line matchups and stuff in the playoffs, but guys are coming over the boards and people are shuffling the lineups. Nylander's up and down that lineup as well, too. So you can't say he's always playing against second best. I mean, these guys are playing, three quarters, like 20, 25 minutes a night some nights. I mean, you can't say who's playing who. I mean, I saw Marner in the playoffs, and he's a chicken shit, and he's basically a 100-point guy, and he's hard to replace. If you trade Marner, you're going to lose the trade no matter how you put it. There's
I agree.
no way you're trading Marner and winning that trade. You can't replace 99 points in a season. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting, man, who they shake up. But, I mean, you got a year left at Tavares. Marner's going to have to waive his no trade. Matthews and Nylander aren't going anywhere. I mean, Morgan Riley's asked to do way too much on that blue line because they tried putting somebody beside him with a shot like Klingberg, and it didn't work. The guy's hip fell off. So you need somebody like a Brandon Montour there and Evan Bouchard type. I know Montour's a free agent at the end of the year. The Leafs need to go after a right-handed shot on that point, and I've been saying it forever. And I think they might have to move on from Marner, man. I don't know. Like the one playoff win the last 8 seasons, you could only blame that so much on Sheldon Keefe. I mean, the guy's gone. He's probably not going to coach again next year because he's under contract for the Leafs. I don't blame him. Take a long hiatus and go enjoy a vacay somewhere because you're getting paid next year by the Leafs anyway. So, but I think Sheldon Keefe will resurface. He'll be a decent coach. I think they might have to move on from Marner, man.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And Dallas finished this series today, Saad says. Well, Saad, I'll ask him, but I don't know, man. They're up on the power play here, though. We will see. Good to see you again, Saad. Sorry about your Vancouver Canucks not getting a job done, but I still have hope. I really liked Vancouver's game, and the fact that they tied that game late, that sucks that Edmonton turned around and went and got the goal there, but like that's just how lethal they could be offensively. It happens. Yeah. And Dallas just scores a 2-0, and I think it's Miro Heiskanen from Robertson. 2-1 Dallas Stars. Oh, my dear Lord. And I don't want to hear about American markets. Look at this fucking arena with the white towels, wall to wall, from bottom floor to the top floor. Fans doing their chant. It is wild there in Dallas. American Airlines Arena, I believe that's what it's called. I don't know. They changed these arenas so much now. But what an awesome goal. Just like Miro Heiskanen beats Gerard down the ice. Robert's little bass hand, saucy 2-0. Nothing Georgiev could have done. Don't put that on the goalie at all. What a great finish by Miro, too. And I was just saying before you came on that I thought Miro was outplaying Cale Makar in this whole series.
Yeah, I don't know if you totally got me with the Marner thing. I think that Toronto's put themselves in a position where they have to trade him, and they're going to look stupid if they do, unless they catch a high draft pick or something like that. They're probably not going to get what they want back from it. I'm not saying that Marner's like the second coming, but they got to do something, and they got to get some cap room. So they're probably going to try to find a team that can take some salary.
I heard Kiprio saying too that he believes that they'll move Jonathan after July 1st when they pay the bonus. He only gets paid like $980,000, and I know there'll be a cap hit, but it'll be a one. Like they can eat 50% of that, no effing problem, and it creates $5.5 million in cap space for him. So if they can get a competent top 4 D back for or just sign a competent top 4 in free agency because of the cap space you save from John Tavares, then hopefully you sign a center.
Yeah, that's not a bad look for sure. I could definitely see that. Yeah,
you can't be paying your third line center $11 million. Sorry.
No.
I know Tavares is playing okay right now in the World Championships. He's playing on a line with Pierre-Luc Dubois right now, of all people.
Didn't he score the overtime winner in last game?
Yeah.
15
6-1
seconds
over us, 6-1 over Austria, and all of a sudden it's 6-6.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that you were down 6-1 to Austria is a little concerning, but
no, they were up 6-1, and then they gave up 5 goals in the third period.
Oh, Canada gave up 5 goals
today.
No, yeah.
Yesterday. It was while we were live. I love what Saad says. He says, "I live in Toronto. I sport Vancouver because of it." Saad probably gets tired of hearing about Maple Leafs. I imagine you get Maple Leaf fatigue if you're not a Maple Leafs fan and you live in the GTA.
I love the Canucks, man. I'm a big Canucks fan. I hope they get a cup, man. That team hasn't made the playoffs for a while. They've been down in the dumps, and Tocchet came in and with the same lineup basically as last year, and look what they look like this year. It's just unbelievable, man. It's a great story. So whoever wins that series, them or Edmonton, I'll be happy either way for either.
Yeah, I mean, I really hate to tell you this. I think either of those teams is losing to Dallas, but we'll see. I mean,
you can ask me. I would give you more props for the Flames and the Canucks. If there's only one team in this league I hate, it's the freaking Canucks. So they can kiss me.
Okay. That's all right. Perlo, 2 out of 3.
Not because Lonnie Bahanas played there, though, Perlo? Not because.
No, that's not why. But I had them plus 175 last night, too. So.
Yeah, you've been betting the Canucks. You've kind of been on the Canucks with me a little bit here.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I like the way they battle and stuff like that. I mean, at plus 175, I thought it was worth a shot.
By the way, we are getting a lot of people on Twitter. I appreciate it. We're up to almost 20 in the chat. Super cool. I'm glad we're getting a lot of numbers on Twitter, man, because I know those are legit. So 16 people watching us live on Twitter. And I think we lost the Instagram feed. I don't know what happened there, guys. Sorry. Instagram.
An hour or something, isn't it?
No, we've only been 38 minutes. So and they've been letting us go longer than an hour. So sorry about that, Instagram. I think we had somebody on Instagram watching us. So I feel bad we lost it, but it happens.
Yeah, in the West here, Calgary hates Edmonton. Edmonton hates Calgary, and both Edmonton and Calgary hate. In the West here, Calgary hates Edmonton.
Oh, sorry about that. That was stereo. Canucks has the what?
Did you hear what I said?
You said.
Did you hear what I said?
No, say
I said Edmonton hates Calgary. Calgary hates Edmonton, and Edmonton and Calgary together hate Vancouver.
Yeah, I know there's a pretty big rivalry there.
We both hate Vancouver. Yeah.
No, I understand. I get it too. I mean, I hear Sammy McKee on Kipper's radio show all the time go, I don't want another Canadian team to win before the Leafs, and I get it. It's like I get it. I understand. I mean, the thing is too, man, there's 32 teams now, and there are very few of them that are poorly run. And there's gonna be some teams that, I mean, Seattle's gonna get better, San Jose's gonna get better, LA's gonna get better, Anaheim's gonna get better, the Utah team is gonna be better. They're gonna spend money. So I really am curious to see what happens with Mitch Marner here. By the way, we are flying along in this second period, man. We're almost done with the second period. It is 5 minutes and 33 seconds left. It's tied 1-1. We're on a commercial break. Just saw a Will Arnett commercial, which reminds me, Will Arnett was on Spittin' Chicklets. I know we cover other podcasts. I like to be positive, and I love Chicklets, man. Chicklets is, it's really good for me and my mental health. So those guys, I love them. And I tell you, man, having met every one of those guys, they're all just class acts. Biz is a great guy. Whitney's a good guy. Mikey Grinnell, good guy. Matt Merles, Colby Armstrong, good guy. Pasha, I haven't talked to as much, but he seems like a good guy. Pasha, I think, is from Vancouver, by the way, so that gets us back full circle. When is the next Canes game? Well, that would be tomorrow, Sod. So we're gonna know tomorrow. Rangers, Carolina, Game 6. While we're waiting here for Rico to come back, we've got Game 6 tomorrow. Carolina Hurricanes, Rangers. Rangers are actually the road dog plus 140. Because they have now looked good 5v5, and they haven't looked good on their power play as of late either. Now Carolina's killing the penalties pretty good. And then we've got Game 5 Oilers Canucks. Sod, your Oilers Canucks tomorrow. Canucks plus 124 home dog.
It's hard not to look at that, is it? Like, I know
Boston is not playing tomorrow.
It's
so who do you
hard
like,
not to
Rangers
look at-
Canes? Who do you like? Come on, Perlo. Rangers Canes.
Rangers Canes. Well, first thing, you can throw this out there, and you can find me at PEarlPicks.com, of course, or you can go on my Twitter at MyNHLPOW. But first thing I like in this game is the draw first period. You get that at plus 170. I think this is going to be a tight period. I could see 0-0. 1-1 or something like that. I would think more likely 0-0.
It's PPalPicks.com, right?
BPalPicks.com.
VPal?
B as in Bob. B as in Bob. PPalPicks.com.
You know what the one thing, guys, about the Leafs winning the cup and not winning the cup for 57 years is when they last won their cup, there was 6 fucking teams in the league. So the Leafs haven't won a cup with more than 6 teams in the league in 57 years.
Yeah, since the 67 count. Since they expanded the league,
they might as well.
I really think in the modern NHL,
they might as well not have been a 1-1.
I don't really even look beyond like the 70s. Yeah. To me, the 70s is when they basically 68 on. Anything before that, it's like the golden, it's like old baseball stuff. It's like it doesn't matter. The numbers, you had guys, pitchers like 50 complete games. No one's ever going to do that in the modern game. Yeah. Nobody was throwing 105 miles an hour in baseball back then, Wow, what a save by Otter with 3:44 left. Oh, and there's getting chippy as shit. And I think they're going to throw somebody out here. At least 2 people are getting penalties. Rannon did get cross-checked pretty bad.
I don't know what's going on with Rantanen. I wonder if he's hurt or something because he has not been playing like himself, man.
No, he's hurt. He's hurt. For sure, he's hurt.
He looks like
he got hurt in the last series.
Like he's not battling for those pucks like he used to. He's floating a little bit.
I mean, guys, remember Colorado straight dominated Winnipeg. Like they won that series in 5. Also, real quick, since you mentioned Calgary and Chris Tanev is going to the box, former Calgary Flame. And Vancouver Canuck for that matter. Frank Saravelli has a really good interview with Lanny McDonald. It's only about 29 minutes or whatever, but I definitely recommend. Like, he almost died, man. So, pretty crazy.
Yeah, going back to your, I wanted to mention to you, I totally agree with you. When you're looking back at like the old players, like even Glenn Hall getting 500 wins,
Yeah.
or 500 whatever. There was no other goaltender, man.
Yeah, he played 82 games the whole season. You know,
he could have had
he did it 3 years. No, I mean, if he played 10 years and he played 882 games, he played 800 games. I mean, so like it's still impressive. I mean,
well, yeah, for sure. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it took a lot of guts. I'm sure he played in a lot of pain and all that kind of stuff like that. But you talk about a different time, dude. Like, okay, yeah, he didn't wear a face mask, didn't wear a helmet, but they didn't shoot it that high then. You know, they didn't shoot anywhere near as hard as they shoot today. So, you know, and that's just what it was. Like, you're the goaltender, you're in. You know,
yeah, Dennis. Hey, Dennis, thanks for popping in. Dennis is a Boston fan. I know him from a Hot Take Hockey chat. Yeah, Bloody Nose. Yeah, they did give Colorado a power play on that. There's a minute 30 left. Dallas is 100% penalty kill on the road. They're 54% penalty kill at home. Maybe they need to focus on the game a little bit more at home. That is an odd statistic. Now they flash that up. They'll kill this penalty. Just it. Minute 14 left. Colorado did get John Bruin back, so that was.
I'm throwing it out there, man. The Leafs call Ken Hitchcock, throw a bunch of money out. What did he do in Dallas? All of a sudden, Mike Modano, Yuri Lettinen, Darian Hatcher, Ed Belfour showed up when Andy Moog was done there, and
Colorado just scored. Cale Makar, sorry.
We just mentioned that. Colorado just scored. Yeah, Makar, boom.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, Rico. I very seldom disagree with you, and I think Hitchcock is a great coach, but the media would freaking lose their shit. He is Hitchcock.
Oh, I thought you said Trotz.
No,
I was like, Rico mentioned Ken Hitchcock.
Ken Hitchcock, I said. In Toronto, he would drive everybody absolutely freaking bananas.
I give Rico credit though, PEarlo, because Ken Hitchcock, by the way, who is 72, I have not heard him, and Rico's outside the box on this one.
Yeah, I just can't see it. He's terrible with the media. He doesn't. Yeah, I can't see it. It has to be something.
He hasn't
Nobody said his name but me. So if he shows up, I'm taking credit for it.
Oh, yeah, Rico, I will give you credit.
You should get a future on it. See if he can. Yeah, Dennis, I think it'd be good to see if Marchand can play. Yeah, for sure.
That's got to be like 5,000 to 1 or something.
Do we feel bad for Marchand? Like after he's been around, do we kind of feel bad for him or no?
I don't feel bad for him.
Not really.
I love Marchand.
Oh, because he initiated the contact with Bennett. He goes up to hit Bennett. If he doesn't go to hit Bennett, he didn't need to hit Bennett on that play. I know, I get it. You want to throw the body, but like,
I don't feel bad for Marchand, but and I love Marchand. And that's why I don't feel bad. The fact that I don't feel bad for him is why I love him. I don't feel bad for him, no, but I love him.
I just feel bad that he should be in this series. I just don't like him being out of the lineup. Whether you like the guy or not, he should be in this series. And it's too bad if Boston bows out without him in the lineup. It kind of sucks that way.
I mean, they played better without him. So
hey, I've seen that in Toronto. Not Austin Matthews was out, and all of a sudden he came in Game 7 and lost.
We're going to talk a little football tonight too, because we're going to be on for the whole game. So I just figured this is a long stream for us. Saad was talking about Jay Woodcroft. He's asking, how will Jay Woodcroft coach, or who? Maybe he means who. You guys think Jay will get a job with one of these openings? Winnipeg, Toronto, New Jersey, Seattle, LA, Columbus, San Jose. Jay fit there anywhere?
Well, he's over in Prague right now as the assistant coach. I think the head coach right now at the Worlds is the guy that was in Phoenix, is it not? What was his name? The bald guy that coached the Coyotes?
Andre Cherney. He's still there, man.
Yeah, he's the head coach at the Worlds right now for Team Canada, and Woodcroft's his assistant. I don't know who the other guy is, but you can tell Woodcroft wants to get back into the league. Just where you see a fit for him, like Seattle, maybe New Jersey. I don't think he comes to Toronto.
I like Seattle. I think Toronto would not be a bad spot for him, though. I think he could handle the media in Edmonton. I don't think it's any. I know Toronto. It's harder. There's more of them, but I think this
you're right.
I think
Edmonton, there's a lot of microphones in your face in Edmonton. If you see those post-game interviews, there's a lot of mics there.
I think Everson goes to Seattle.
You like Everson to Seattle, huh?
Well, of course, he played with Ron Francis, and
so
they hired that college guy, and now they're going to get a more grizzled veteran that plays like the perfect Everson to Seattle.
Like to see
almost automatic.
Yeah, I'd like to see more NHL players get behind the bench. I'd love to see more ex-players step up, like Brindamore types, like guys that played hockey and want to get into coaching. Like I bet you there's a ton of guys you don't even hear about that just think about coaching, or people tell them you should get behind the bench, or they watch the game with their wives and they're telling them, wives are kicking them out the door to go get another job, and they're like, you'd be an excellent coach. I bet you there's a good handful of NHLers we don't even know about that would be really good coaches.
Yeah, so I was just going to say real quick from our friends Emerald City Hockey, and then we'll answer Saad's question about Travis Green. Friedman says, this is from our friend RJ Eskinos on the Emerald City Hockey podcast. They just did a podcast, the deep dive 2 days ago. Highly recommend it. They talk about who they think might be good candidates. I know, knowing Dylan and RJ, they're going to be really picky about who they get. By the way, we are at the period break. It is going into the third period. Friedman says, Seattle, I think there are three names. Dan Bilesma, who's coaching the Coachella Valley team. They're still in, like they were in the finals last year. Todd McClellan and Jay Leach. Those are the three names he's hearing. He also added that there may be some internal disagreement on the hire at different times. I think people have argued for different people. So that's not a good sign. I don't know what's going on there with Seattle if they're having problems like making decisions. So those are just the names since you guys mentioned Woodcroft for Seattle. I just thought I would give you those, and then I'm with you though. I'm tired of seeing the same recycled coaches. If they're good coaches, like Laviolette was happy for. I didn't think he did a bad job with the Capitals. I think he could have done a better job, but that roster was aging and injuries, blah, blah, blah. You saw Spencer Carberry, in my opinion, the Capitals were a more talented team last year and missed the playoffs than the team that was this year. So I thought Carberry did a good job, but look at what the job Laviolette's done. Now, that being said, he loses this series with the Rangers against Carolina. It's going to get loud in New York. But Saad asked us, what do you think of Travis Green in Ottawa? PEarlo already got to give his opinion on this earlier in the week, Rico. So why don't you start it off, and then PEarlo, you just go ahead and echo where you were thinking.
Travis Green's he'll be all right there in Ottawa. They jumped on quick. I don't know if it's because of they couldn't get Berube and stuff like that. Other coaches, probably not the best destination to go right now, but also it comes down to money as well too. I think that worked out with Travis Green, and I think he's a player's coach. He's done well. I think another ex-player, so he knows that side of the game as well too. So I mean, it's a young team there. Brady Tkachuk, he's captaining the U.S. team right now too. I think they just need to move a couple pieces here and there, get another system going on there, because Korpisalo was left out to dry a lot this year too. So I think Travis Green will install a pretty decent system for Ottawa this year. So I don't mind the hire there at all. I got nothing bad to say about Travis Green. Honestly, he did a decent job wherever he was with what he had. So I mean, yeah, I don't mind it either. But going back to the Berube hire in Toronto, the thing is about those coaches, when you got a Stanley Cup in your pocket, right? Green doesn't have a Stanley Cup in his pocket. Berube could go into a job interview and I'm a coach and I got a Stanley Cup in my pocket, but What about the next coach? What about like a Gerard Gallant or somebody that maybe wants that cup a little bit more as well too? So you got to think of that side too. Who's the next coach do you think could bring a team to a Stanley Cup? Not necessarily the coach that has a cup in their pocket already. So there's that angle as well. So I've seen Gerard Gallant's name floated around there as well too. Because the only thing about Gallant is it seems like his time kind of runs out quick with a team. He's like a 1 year or 2 year guy where his message gets old pretty quick. So, I mean, that's another angle I think of is what coaches have never won a cup and maybe make them a little bit hungry as well, too, than the coaches that already have a cup in their pocket. So,
yeah, I mean, so you don't like the Travis Green hire for Ottawa?
No, I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I know they jumped on it pretty quick, like Lindy Ruff in Buffalo. So, and that's not always a bad thing as well, too. Just get to meet the players, get that out of the way, get the distraction out of the way going through the summer. You know, some of the guys talk about that all year long in the off season, right? Who are we going to be playing for? Who's our coach and stuff? So, them naming Travis Green pretty early, you know, that may not be a bad thing for a young group in Ottawa. So.
Can you imagine Lindy Ruff winning the cup in Buffalo, having been there the coach at like 20 years and also played there as a player, and then to come back and maybe in 2 or 3 years they get that Buffalo team that has a lot of talent into the Stanley Cup Finals and they win a cup for the first time in the franchise's history?
He's got ties with Kevin Adams too. I mean, Kevin Adams I think played for him, but I think it's a pretty decent move, man, and it might work out. Because timing's everything, and Buffalo's on the up right now too. With that Byron trade, it's looking for middle stats looking better and better every day as well.
They need a goalie, and hopefully Levi can step his game up from this year. And I think you start with Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and you bring in Levi later in the year, and I think it's perfect. I think they were just ahead of schedule a couple years ago when they made that good run and almost made the playoffs, and I think it gave people false hope. And they also have a decision to make. Are they going to keep Byron, Power, and Dahlin all left shot D? To me, Owen Power is a guy who's really good that you could move. And I don't think you lose anything with Byron and Dahlin being your top guy there. And I would try to get a right shot D and maybe a middle six forward like a gritty guy. And I'm sure there are a lot of teams that would take a shot on Power, you know. That would be an interesting. What?
The package they would get for Power would be crazy.
Yeah, that's what I say.
There would be teams lined up like scrambling to get a guy like Power.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not going to see a guy like that.
I don't trade Power myself personally.
Yeah,
I thought I've already talked about it. I thought the Byron move was a little suspect. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Middlestad's working out pretty well for Colorado, I think. I think that was a good move for them, too. The best coach I have seen is Rod Brindamore because he knows his team. All right, Saad, I like it.
About the Ottawa move on Green. I don't know if you saw any of the interviews or something. On Sirius Radio, Green basically talked when they talked for him for about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour. And most of the stuff he talked about was his greatest strength was with young players to grow. Getting Green there's something going on. I've said it for a while. There's something not really going on bad in that room, but it's a very green room. They're very young, right? And Green was a guy that the great quote was, I wouldn't have wanted to coach me before the age of 28, but I would have loved to coach me after the age of 29. So that's what he kind of talked about is like, I think his greatest strength is helping these kids mature. And I think that's why he's there. And after hearing that conversation he had, I kind of got a feeling that, he's going to do very well there. I didn't kind of agree with the originally, like, what has he done really to deserve this? But after I listened to him for a while, I was like, oh man, you're selling me, dude. So I think he's not, I think it might be a perfect spot for him.
Yeah, they had to be careful with who they hired, I think, in Ottawa. And I think they got a guy that's just not going to lose his shit. He's just going to be kind of an even keel guy. He's going to understand the players and he's going to put a system in there. And I think the players are going to be able to connect with them. And that's that's what you need in Ottawa.
I think they need some veterans to be able to support their coach too. Like, there's not really a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know who Green played, some guys that Green played with before, or that he coached in Vancouver. Maybe they can bring some guys over so they have some veterans to help them out, get the message across. Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Well, yeah, there was, pardon me, there is a reason why they jumped on him early. There's a reason why they nipped that in the bud pretty much right away.
Yeah. Well, I think he only signed for 1.5 for 4 too. So as far as coaches go these days, that's not very it's not a very expensive contract at all. I don't know if that has something to do with it. I don't know if new ownership is struggling a little bit, but that's a lot. That's a long contract even, but it's only 1.5 and they're already paying aren't they paying DJ still? So.
Oh, that I don't know.
I think
I know Lindy Ruff's still getting paid by New Jersey, but I think that cancels out when he gets a new job somewhere else. I don't think Lindy gets his New Jersey money anymore when he takes another job somewhere. I think he gets the money.
If it's written like that in the contract, I suppose you're right. And knowing Lindy, that it would be written in like that. Yeah, so I wouldn't be surprised if you're correct there. Yeah, for sure. What do you think for New Jersey? I hear them talking about Keefe. I don't know.
The thing I think about Sheldon Keefe is because he's under contract next year for the Leafs, so I think he might just, I don't know if it would be advantageous for Keefe to step away and just collect his money or stay in the game and keep going and get behind the bench again while he's fresh, because an unproven coach like Keefe will tend to fizzle out if he just lets it go a lot longer than he should, even though he's getting paid by the Leafs next year. He's a type of guy where he should probably get into another coaching job, in my opinion, just to keep his name fresh out there, because he could probably fizzle away quite a bit when you start looking at a resume of a coach who won 1 playoff series and his whole tenure there. So,
yeah, if he's like really gung-ho, wants to make sure that he has an NHL coaching job, it's probably not a bad idea to jump in the fire right away, but depends on his family and all that kind of stuff too. Who knows, right? But I don't know. Like I liked Keefe the last year he was a coach of the Leafs. The last year, after that Marner incident, I liked Keefe after that, but that was it. So did he just grow up as a coach and be able to put his foot down? And to me, he grew as a coach. Just as well as the team did in this last year. And I'll be the first to admit I was not a Keefe supporter, but this year I thought he did a great job, actually.
I know. The only problem is you just can't run it back again. Oh, look at Beard. He's mowing his lawn on the show, doing 2 things at once. That's awesome.
I'm not mowing my lawn. I'm just out in the backyard, dude. This is fake grass. I'm just out in the backyard here. We gotta get a little backyard, little mountains, little lake, little POW, little Goonies never say die flag down there. Little pups. Look at the pups coming out. Check on. They hear me talking. No, I was gonna come out for the 3rd period. I may have to feed my dogs here because my wife is not home. So I gotta figure out. She said she was coming home early, and then all of a sudden she's not here. So,
Beard's living in the land of the North American rising sun over there. Still nice out.
It's only 6 o'clock here, man. We still got 5 more hours of daylight, my friend.
I know it's
So-
10
Yeah.
where I am.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, I
8 here.
know. Yeah, but
It's
Perlo,
8
it's
here.
got light. Perlo's got light.
Oh, yeah.
You get,
Light
he's
for a
got
while.
light.
Yeah.
So Sod asks us, will the Canes season be over tomorrow?
I don't think so. I'm leaning Carolina in that game, and I took a little bit at plus 650 for them to come back from 3-1. So
Yeah,
just got a-
I'll tell you what, man. I think all the pressure's on New York. I agree with you. And Perlo took that money a couple days ago.
yeah.
I am with you, Perlo. I am with you. So, yeah. Let me see if my wife responded.
That's no disrespect to the Rangers. I think they have a solid team, but I just think that Carolina has been on the short end of too many games that they should have won for a very long time now. And now the ball's rolling. I just have a feeling they're going to win this series. They just got
Stay out of the box, man, because the Rangers might be able to snafu a couple calls there at home. But Carolina, just stay out of the box, play 5-on-5, just play a lockdown game. It's not going to be a high-scoring game in New York tomorrow night.
No, definitely not. I can't see that at all. For sure.
No.
Under 5.5. Yeah.
Yeah,
Before it turns
take
into
the
a
under in
5.
that game.
because
I mean, you got to think the more pressure's on the Rangers. I mean, Carolina were down 3-0, so they got nothing to lose now. They're going to go in there, play a tight road game, probably win 3-2, 4-2 max if there's an empty netter, and go back to Carolina. And this is a problem.
See, the way I see it is when like the Rangers win when there's no pressure. That's why they did so well in the regular season. They really didn't have much of a challenge from the Capitals. But when the pressure's lower on them, they have a tendency to win because they're a high shooting percentage team, right? So when do you score? You score when there's less pressure on you. Right?
Well,
You
they've
can
scored
just
on the
bottom-
power play a lot too, Perlo.
and the power play too. But
Yeah.
the power play also has to do with pressure. When the pressure's on, it's a lot harder to score on the power play. You try to pick the corners too much. You're nervous. Once the tension gets up, Carolina's got the advantage because they're a better 5-on-5 straight team. And that was the reason why I took Carolina to win the series, and I'm sticking with it. So I got Carolina to win the series, and I got a plus 650 for them to win the series when they were down 3-1. It's the only thing is though, if Shesterkin does Shesterkin shit, it's over. It's over.
And Laviolette's going to get these guys ready, and Shesterkin's just going to be amazing too. So yeah, I mean,
That's definitely where the see, I got the game on here too, so we're about a minute away from puck drop for the third period, in case you guys are wondering. That's why I wonder if Laviolette gets canned if they lose this down up 3-0, they lose this series. Oh, we got a guest. We got a special guest. KP.
Hey.
Fresh cut capes. Oh, nope, sorry. We got another guest. Bone. Hey, Bone. Oh, we're getting some puppy kisses. Oh, puppy kisses from the boys. Don't worry. Mama's going to be home soon. Okay. And you'll get your dinner, your chubbo wubbo. Oh, chubs.
Perlo hasn't had a fucking someone lick his face in years, eh, Perlo?
Well, that's between me and a midget, but I said that I signed a piece of paper that said I wouldn't talk about that.
Oh shit!
I can't believe you said
That's
that.
as far as I can go with that conversation. And
Yes, Rico.
it wasn't a face either, but I mean, if you want to go,
Oh
but-
my God. Perlo. It's okay. Let's not go down that
Somehow
road.
I believe that though. That's the funny part.
Oh my God. Oh, dude. I can't.
not every day is going to be your best day. You know, it's just
No.
No, that's true, Perlo. And sometimes a good story is
Yeah.
worth it, man. So yeah, we're underway in the third period here, tied 2-2. This is obviously do or die for the Colorado Avalanche. They're 2 for 2 on the power play. Dallas is 1 for 2. If you're Dallas, you want to bury them on this. And oh my goodness, what a good scoring chance there! I can't believe Dallas.
I want to
didn't
see
bury it.
Colorado win this. Extend the series, man.
Yeah,
No, I
I mean
don't.
Dallas
It's
probably
Dallas.
needs the rest. If I'm
I took
Dallas,
Dallas to win this game.
yeah.
So
Rico, there's
nonsense.
a question in the chat for you. I threw it up on the screen from Saad. That is good advice, Rico. Stay out of the box for the Canucks. Is that a good strategy?
Yeah, man.
Against
There's 2 teams that need to stay out of the box. One of them's the Carolina Hurricanes, and the other one's the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah.
The Oilers are
Yeah.
clipping at almost 50% on the power play.
I mean, they were
Guys,
good last year too, though. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's just, to me, it's like, okay, but we talk about this every year. Yes, you need to score on special teams, or you need to prevent teams from scoring on special teams to win the championship, but you have to be able to score goals 5v5, and Vancouver's dominating.
Oh, Colorado scored.
Oh, Perlo's a little
nice.
ahead of me here.
Middle stat.
Well, look what Adam Oates said on the Cam and Strick podcast. If the Leafs would have got 4 or 5 more power play goals, they would have won that series. It's like,
breaking news: Elliot Friedman, the London Knights joined Drummondville and host Saginaw in the Memorial Cup.
Oh, nice.
So,
yeah, this Easton Cowan kid that the Leafs drafted out of nowhere, he was sitting on like the top row of the players when the Leafs drafted him first overall. He came down the stairs pretty far, man. And the Leafs took a solid pick on this kid, Easton Cowan. So
I know they got killed on draft day for it too. I remember.
yeah.
And a lot of people are look, but in my opinion, they should be scout. I mean, like, oh wow, that's a goal you want back if you're Ottinger. Kind of a fluky goal here. I don't blame him, because it was just a fluky bounce. Definitely puck luck there. I think Dallas played it well. It was just kind of a fluky thing. So it's a little windy out here.
I don't think this game is anywhere near over here. This is going to be.
Oh yeah, 18:39 left to go.
Love
First
the
time
over.
Colorado. Hey, by the way, first time Colorado's had a lead in the series.
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
We'll see how Dallas can have as a pushback here.
Yeah.
Starting to come out strong already. It's going to be this is going to be a great third period right now.
Yeah, Ottinger was out of his net quite a bit there.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a bouncing puck that went across the crease. I mean, you don't like it, but I'm not putting that on the goalie. It's just a fluky. So, Saad says he heard Demko will be ready for Game 6. I wouldn't be surprised, Saad. I took a break during intermission. Did I miss anything good? Well, you should rewind it about 5 minutes, Rick.
I'll tell them right now. You missed my midget licking adventures.
Perlo's not allowed to get licked by a midget. It's on paper.
Again. Not allowed to again. Yeah, not allowed to do that again. Yeah.
There's 3 words. There's 3 words.
You gotta make that into a short, dude. You have to. You got to make that into a YouTube short.
Okay.
Put it out there.
I'll have to figure out how to. I don't know how to do that exactly.
You got to crop that out. I'm sure you can figure it out on YouTube.
Okay.
You're talking about viral shit, probably right there.
Oh God, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I will make that into a short. I'll figure it out there.
I don't know why that came to me.
That's
I don't know why that came to me. I was just trying to forget it.
Oh,
He was just trying to forget it all these years.
please stop. Please stop. Please stop. Oh God, dude. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, this is a theme for the shows. Of the playoffs here, teams cannot close out teams up 3-1. It's all this whole time. Like, if you're the Rangers and you go win game 6, you're going to be like, why didn't we win game 5? You know, if you're Dallas and you don't win game 5, you're going to be like, in game 6, if you close it out, you're going to be like, why didn't we game 5? There's so many opportunities this year for teams to. Colorado did it, right? Colorado closed the team out in 5 games.
The second round has been something different, though.
And bad hockey, man. Bad hockey. Like, to hear Will Arnett talk about the 90s, and you just remember, like, every shift you were on the edge of your seat. Every margin of error was razor thin. Like, most of the time, it wasn't guys messing up. It was just the other guy upping his game that much. And I just feel like now it's, do you get the shitty call from the shitty official? And, like, or did the team F up so bad they lost their D zone? It's just so infuriating to me as a fan that we don't get what we got in the 90s, because to me the skill is great, if not better, but it's just like they have these momentary lapse of judgment all the time, and I feel like this playoffs has felt more like a regular season at times in games, and I don't know, it just doesn't feel not every game. I haven't felt I thought everybody about, hey Tim, nice to see you. I thought everybody that was complaining about, calls in the Bruins Florida game, Florida played like shit. They played awful. Yeah. They did not deserve to win that game. No. Marchand. Totally. Now, I give a lot of credit for McAvoy stepping up, but where was Florida's dogs? Didn't notice Kachuk a lot. They were turning the puck over too much. They looked like crap. You have a chance to step on this team's neck. They're down and out. Put them down. You came back 3-1 on them last year. You should know, if anything, you're up 3-1. You want to finish the series off. If Bruins come back to win this series, it's going to be the ultimate upset. And I'll tell you right now, man, I like whoever wins that series out of Canes, New York, to beat the Bruins. I mean, Swayman's been playing good, but dude, I don't think the Bruins deserve to beat Toronto. Again, I thought Toronto at times was largely the better team. They just couldn't capitalize on their power play. I don't know why. It did. And also, look, Toronto had Matthews was out for half the series. Nylander was out for half the series. Marner did nothing. He didn't step up when he could have. You keeping me warm,
Colorado
guy.
Scored again.
Oh, geez. Where are you at? Just give me a second here.
Makar.
So, yes,
that's weird.
Exactly.
I took Dallas to win this game, but I took Colorado to win this series.
Oh, that's a bad goal by Ottinger. That's a goal. I know that's Makar. That's an awful goal.
He didn't know where he didn't know where he was going there, and he was too deep in his net. It actually no, it tipped off of Harley's stick. There's not much you can do about that. If you look at it again, he kind of did a pass and it tipped off of Harley's stick and went in the net. So can't really blame Audie on that one. But when I first looked at it, I agreed with you for sure. But I don't think you can blame Audie on that. You'll see it when they're in the replay. It tipped off a Harley's stick.
Yeah, Dennis, I'm not gonna crap on the Dallas Stars fans because they show out for their team. This is a brutal
Yep.
response though from them. Again, another third period from the home team. The Rangers do it, but look, 2 goals, 15-25. But I told you, I said this before. I said this before the game. I said, "Oh, do we lose Rico?" I said, watch out. Rupe Hentz is going to be a big loss. That guy shuts the door. He may not be getting goals, which I think he did score a couple in this series, but he shuts the door. I love this shift from Dallas right after the goal, though. Getting a little bit of ozone pressure here and laying it on the line. But they're going to kick themselves again. Tim says he has Dallas winning the series in 6. So and I think that's a good thing. I mean, again, man, Colorado is banged up. Like now with Nichushkin gone and Rantanen not being healthy, I don't like it. Ooh, what's going on? We getting a call again? Though. No, Dennis, the Cowboy fans are a much different group of people. This Dallas fan base is a really good fan base. It's wall to wall, people wearing and waving towels. Obviously, they're out of the game right now, but the fans have been really good, my man. So
You can't complain about Dallas fans, man. Nobody really expected. Like it was a bigger market, that's why they left. But you had to work for that market. They had to work for that market, and they came really quick. Like Dallas.
Yeah, they won the cup in '99. They moved in what, '94? So
yeah, but the fans came in the building really quick. Like nobody was expecting that. They embraced hockey in Dallas quite a bit, and
I think it didn't hurt that they had a good team, though. PEarlo never hurts if you move a team.
It doesn't hurt, but it wasn't really a hockey market, so. But they came on quick, and now you're hard pressed to get a seat there in Dallas now, even in the regular season.
Dallas just scored to make it 4-3.
There you go, 4-3
from the point. Yeah.
There's the over, boys.
There's my over.
Yeah.
I had over 2. Yeah. Stankoven? Did you have Stankoven?
Oh, tell me it was Stankoven, was it?
It was Stankoven.
Oh, beauty.
I think it was Stankoven. Lindell hit. Oh, maybe not. I don't know if he had touched it or not. Lindell took the shot. It went off the defenseman's stick, and I don't know if Stankoven got a piece of it or not. Still got 14 minutes left, boys. This is a freaking great game.
Dennis, they traded Sagan, though. Like, Boston traded Sagan. They could have kept him. They could have re-signed him and kept him. They just knew with their team they were going to – they did the same thing with Lucic. They were running out of cap space, so they had to get rid of guys. And quite frankly, as long as Boston has been competitive, like, they've done a really good job, man, staying a competitive. And with their additions, man, I saw a lot of people not having them make the playoffs.
When they trade Sagan, though, that had nothing to do with cap space.
No, he was going to be an RFA, PEarlo. He signed as soon as he signed with Dallas. He got the $9 million a year. So.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't
he was
about
being
cap
a little
space.
bit of an RFA off the ice too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was being an RFA off the ice. Yeah. It was
he getting licked by midgets or something?
Yeah, well, maybe from time to time, but he was
maybe Marchand if you consider him a midget.
There was antics of that kind of capacity there that was going on, and Boston's a very straight-laced organization, and you have to live with their code. And he didn't want to do it, so they moved him, and they didn't even get a really good return either. That was a bad thing.
Yeah, Louis Eriksson,
and a couple other pieces, but yeah, it was not a good return.
I have to tell you, man.
He was a big social media guy too. He would do social media of him on his boat and stuff like that. In Boston, doesn't like that either.
I have a good friend, Pat Megan, who's from Quincy, Massachusetts, and he tells me all the time, Dallas is going on the power play. Lehkonen took a penalty here. So I don't know why DeBoer wants cross-checking from Lehkonen. Anyway, Pat told me Celtics have won 17 championships or whatever. They're probably going to win one again this year, right? Yeah. Tim, finally, there's some good weather. Yeah, we got some. The lake is not frozen. Still snow on the mountains, though. They're getting snow up there the other day. I could just sit back here and get my extra month of nice weather, and they're only like 10 minutes away from me. This is welcome to Alaska, anyway. But yeah, I wanted to do a little bit outside, man. Do a little bit of the stream outside, but yeah, and they are giving credit to Stankoven, I think, because Biz is tweeting Stanky.
Well, there you go.
So, yeah. All right, Rico, did you hit another goal scoring prop, Rico?
Yes, sir. Mr. Stankoven.
Mr. Stankoven, send me a goal scoring prop. Yep, they said Stankoven tip from Biz Nasty. So
I had the Celtics minus 15.5 today, and they won by 15.
You need to go back, start that game, and go.
Is that a push, or what does that mean? Or do you win?
Nope. It's not a push. I lost. Needed one basket. One. Yeah. Yeah, well. That's all right. I won
an elimination game. That's a high point spread. I definitely would not have taken that. But anyway, I don't watch NBA, so don't listen to me.
I thought the Celtics would ruin them even more than they did, to tell you honestly.
I mean, Cleveland won game 2. That series was tied 1-1. I was like hoping that they would see like a 6 or 7 game series. Every NBA game is like a 45-point blowout now. It's a joke. Anyway,
yeah, it's true. Not much parity.
I was bitching about our hockey games. Boy, I'd love to see Dallas tie it here on the power play just to make this a game. Of course, we're staying live for you. First to score in the first. Tim, the first to score was Dallas. Joe Pavelski, I believe. Let me look. I'll see. I have to look on that. I believe that's yes. Joe Pavelski scored, then Lehkonen, then Miro Heiskanen, then Cale Makar, then Middlestat, then Makar, and then Logan Stankoven, assisted by Esa Lindell. So those are your goal scorers for the game. Dallas power play is underway. 12:57 left. Lots of time left in this game. Now that's a 1-goal game. If you're Dallas, you got to just put it all on the line. All on the line. Rico saw your tweet, Tim is saying. Rico, is he taking credit for goal? I
saw that. Yeah, I saw that Tim had Pavelski first goal. He had the goal scorer prop for Pavelski, and he had Dallas first period. So yeah, he cashed in good tonight too. I took a flyer on Pavelski too. He was on the right side with.
So if you put $100 on everything, on everything Tim York said, Pavelski first goal scorer, and what would you have won there?
Well, Pavelski first goal scorer I think was plus 1,100.
So you'd have won. You would have won $11,000.
$1,100. $1,100 if you would have put him first goal scorer. Yeah.
$100.
Dallas first period probably would have doubled your money. Then Pavelski just to get a goal probably 4-1.
Yeah,
so
but it was
$400.
It was 2-2 I think after the first, was it not? So I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. I had draw first period in that game, so I got that plus 170.
Oh no, it was 1-1. It was 1-1 after the first. He scored. Remember, he scored that goal with no time left though. 2-2 after the second.
Or maybe he had Dallas to score the first goal. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Dallas first goal, Pavelski, anytime, right, to be the first goal scorer. I wonder, anyway, Tim, put what you had in the odds there for that. What are your odds? So
he took it as a parlay? Wow. That'd be some serious odds if he took it as a parlay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Parlay.
I'm not seeing him say that in the chat. Is he texting you guys that, or?
No, I just thought you were implying. I thought you were implying that he put it in a parlay. That would be a lot if you put that in a parlay. Holy shit!
He did bet 100 anyway. He's putting out some personal info. Okay.
Just putting out a couple bucks. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you get odds though, Tim? What were your odds on that? All right. So, yeah, if you're just joining us, it's the third period. Dallas Stars on the brink of eliminating the Colorado Avalanche. It's 4-3. Dallas is coming off with 20 seconds left to go in the power play. Heiskanen throws it over to Haley. Haley back to Heiskanen. Heiskanen to Dadonov. How about Dadonov with a healthy scratch, guys? Seven play at big minutes. Sagan throws it to the front of the net. Kicked around the net all the way down the ice. The power play is going to expire. Miro Heiskanen is going to take it from behind the net after being set up by Andre, but he's going to change. Dallas is going to go back in the zone. Still 10 minutes and 52 seconds left to go. Lots of time left in this game. We'll see what happens. Nathan McKinnon puts it in overdrive. Yeah, so if Colorado gets another goal here, I think it's all but over. Middlestat got a nice shot on goal there. Not Middlestat, I'm sorry. Jonathan Drew. Oh, plus 1,100 to score first, plus 650 to score in the first, and Dallas to score first, plus 275. So all that together, man, dude, you'd have cleaned house. You put $100.
Plus 600, plus 500, 1,100. Yeah, it's like $1,500 if you're betting $100 per. So
Yeah,
it's not bad. Not bad return at all. But
that's very good. That's very good. Hey, we're gonna get mobile here for a second. Capes is gonna join the stream. Gonna get my my slippers because it's cold. You know, it's still only like, what does it say? 48 degrees out. So feels like 60 though. Fahrenheit for you guys.
what's 48 degrees, about plus 5, plus 10? What is that?
I don't know. You'll have to do it.
No, I'll figure
Don't up with
48 degrees.
easy, I guess.
I just I just threw a line out in the water to some of my hockey buddies about Chicklets Cup in September.
For ball hockey. No,
Yeah.
you can do rollerblade. You can do rollerblade, or you can just do the run around one. So to me, I think you guys do the rollerblade one because you guys are all good skaters, right? What? No? You want to just do the run around one?
Then everybody's got to have a pair of rollerblades.
Oh, I just figured everybody in Canada got them issued to them.
No.
Korean, Canadian. Here you go. Here's some rollerblades.
Not too many bladers out here. No.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess everybody. Okay. Fair. Tim, thanks for popping that in, by the way. Capes is with me. He's traveling with me. Lucky.
Yeah, Tim hit a wicked prop, man. He doesn't have to go to work tomorrow. He can hang out with us all night now.
Yeah.
Tim, and yeah, I know, Kim, and congrats on your wife's new business, man. If you want to throw it in the chat, you can be our first, you don't have to pay for the advertisement, but if your wife has a new business, especially if it involves dogs, man, I'm a lover of the dogs. Hell, I have 5 of them. A lot of people consider that a problem. So, and sometimes it is. So,
sometimes it is.
Oh my God, dude. All the time with these guys. Yeah, so here, hold on. I'm gonna switch back to the computer here. We'll switch back. I'll be right back.
How the hell did the Islanders let go of Devon Toews, man?
For 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Lamoriello,
They couldn't afford to keep him.
Wow. You get rid of somebody else. You don't get you get rid of Pellich even. Doesn't matter. Taze is better than Pellich. He's Kulak is better than all those guys. So there's not a defenseman they have that even comes close to Taze. That was a terrible move. Terrible. There had to be a way to get around that somehow. I don't know.
Man.
Yeah, they're gonna regret that one forever. You know what one
and
they're
maybe
not gonna
mumbled that
regret?
he wanted to be out of there and
Maybe there was something like that. Maybe you never know that.
had to be, man, because there's no way somebody missed the boat on keeping him.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have to think that Lamoriello had got some idea that, he didn't want to sign a long-term on the island or something. That's the only thing I could think of.
Yeah, what reminds me of,
or he was undervaluing him. I think that's more likely the case. He undervalued him.
Yeah, true. But interesting, like just talking defenseman and Brad Treliving being in Toronto now, like Treliving's always stressed like building from the back end in Calgary, right? With Markstrom, and Treliving always wanted a good defense core in Calgary. So going into Toronto and seeing all these high-end paid guys on the front, and you've already seen it, he's bringing in Edmondson and stuff on the back end. So you got a lot of pretty good NHL free agents, Montour, Pesci. There's guys out there. Tanev, Pesci, Montour. Like there's guys on the back end that if you're going to see a splash for one of the forwards, you're probably going to see that cap space get cleared by Marner and signing free agent defenseman there.
Was the one that gave Tanev his last contract. Paid him pretty good in Calgary. I think that Tanev to Toronto's got a lot of legs, and they could certainly use a guy like that there.
Yeah,
sure.
and a good relationship, obviously. Obviously Tanev has a good relationship with Treliving, which is important too when you got guys that are going to play for someone.
I think he's from the area too, if I remember correctly. I think he's from Ontario somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a question: does he want to play for that kind of market? But he didn't seem to mind playing in Calgary, which is a fishbowl market really as well. So, yeah, I don't know if Dallas can afford him, and they've got a lot of young guys coming up right now. So, I don't know if they want to drop like 3 years at $4 to $5 million for him. Where I could see Toronto doing that for Tanev. I think there'll be a lot of teams lining up for him, but I'm not in his head. I don't know if he's the kind of guy that wants to be in that kind of market. But if you can do it in Calgary, and you didn't mind doing it, and Vancouver to a lesser degree, then maybe you can run the gauntlet and go to Toronto too.
Yeah. Well, Toronto's going to have to build their back end up because Brody's done. Giordano's going to be gone. I mean, Edmonton, unless they re-sign him, I mean, it's not much there. Toronto's going to have to do some things on the back end. They got Riley and Liljegren and Zach or Benoit signed and McCabe, and that's pretty much it.
Especially if Tanev wins a cup there in Dallas. He's got his cup now. Where the heck? Can't find. How come I can't find Dallas on Cap Friendly? I'm 8-1-0 in baseball today, by the way.
Nice, PEarlo.
Having a good day in baseball.
Okay, Hot Take Hockey has a couple opinions on this Mitch Marner thing here. Here, let me show you.
Okay.
Let me show you the window here. So he has this one he posted. Oh, by the way, I didn't say this last episode. Yep. Hot Take Hockey was involved in a car accident where a drunk driver hit him. He was a passenger, and I'm glad he's doing okay. So shout out, John.
Well, good.
Better
cool.
man. I know.
Before you go on to that, I was just wanting to finish up what I was saying about Tanev. we were talking about him going to Toronto, possibly in the offseason. He's literally from Toronto. He's from Toronto, not just Ontario, Toronto. So, yeah.
Yeah, no,
I could see
I
that.
understand. I just I don't think Toronto is the draw that everybody thinks it is. I think a lot of players
Maybe-
don't want to
maybe
play
you're
in that market and don't want to be taxed that
Maybe,
money.
I don't know if Tanev wants. He already played in Calgary and he didn't want to leave. He played in Vancouver. They have worse taxes than Toronto does. So I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, let's continue on what you were going on about. I was just finishing that off.
Mhm.
So he wrote something, and I'm sorry. He said Brad Treliving could hit a home run in free agency if he keeps Domi and Bertuzzi and comes out with two of Monter, Tanev, or Pesci. So that's what he likes.
Tanev for sure. I'm not a big Montour fan, but Pesci, he's a good offensive guy. He's like not the greatest defensively, but I mean,
But he's got the
better
best
than-
shot out of all of them. That's the thing the Leafs need, though. They need that boost bomb from the point.
Montour would be the guy, if I was a Leafs fan, that I would want overall.
That's my first thought, because I mean, those, you got the guys on the sidewall, you got the playmakers around the net, you got the skilled guys up front, but when they shove it to the back, you're giving it to Morgan Riley, and the guy just doesn't have the shot.
Or he decides not to take it. Because when he
Decides
does
not to
shoot, he does fairly well.
Yeah.
Pesci's got that kind of shot, and he's a better overall defenseman than Montour. So, I mean, I would go probably. Then Montour had a kind of a down year too, though, last year. So
Montour
to
might
say.
get
I think-
overpaid. That's the thing with Montour, is he might get overpaid.
might be.
Yeah.
It's probably because this is his big. This is his big year, right? So he's going to be taking.
No,
probably-
he's already made some good money. I think he's like 29. So
yeah,
he's
but this
made
is a
good money.
big. This is a big year for him to make a crap.
But he's
load.
been
He
in the
might just
league
make-
for a while, but he's never been this guy that he's been in Florida. He was never
Well,
this
the-
type of like impact defenseman in other
How
teams.
much
Like,
is he
where did he
making
play
right
before?
now?
I think he played in Buffalo, did he not?
No, Anaheim, and he played in Buffalo. Then he went to Anaheim. You're right. Yeah, he went to Anaheim, and then
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
those two
he's
teams paid
30.
him big
He's
money.
from Oswego, by the way, which I mean, does that count Toronto?
how much is he making right now?
Right now, he makes 3.5
Oh yeah, he's looking for 5 or 6 for sure.
with a
Yeah.
$4 million
Somebody's-
bonus.
Somebody's going to pay that 5
Yeah,
or 6.
this year he made 3.5 with a $4.475 million bonus. So he made around 7.
Oh, okay. So he didn't do too bad because he
Yeah,
had the
he
bonus.
got a front loaded. He had bonuses that were backloaded. So his base salary is $775, and his total salary is $5 million. I'm sorry, his total salary is $5 million too. He's made over $10 million the last 3 years on this deal.
Okay.
Yeah, 10.5.
Yeah,
So-
the market for it's a seller's market, or like the market for defensemen out there is pretty slim. I imagine he's going to want the money, but with Florida being a low tax state, maybe they are able to find a way to keep them because they need defensemen. So, like,
Well, that's the thing, Perlo, and that's why they signed Forsling like a month or two ago at a pretty decent price, is because they knew Reinhardt was coming up, and they were going to try to put Reinhardt under the cap. So I think they're going to be able to keep Reinhardt, but I don't know if they're going to be able to keep Montour, man.
What if they keep Montour and let Reinhardt walk?
That's a decision.
I'm just curious because I understand Reinhardt had over 50 goals. It's a career high for him. He's 24 years old. No, sorry. He's not 24 years old.
he's 28 years old.
That's Cole Reinhardt. Sorry.
If somebody gives him like 8 years at $9 million, I think that like something like that, Florida probably lets him go, and then they work on their defense. And
See, I think
hope-
he could sign for probably 7 at 8 and stay in Florida if he wants to stay. I think there's a world where Florida can make some of this work.
maybe it depends on how driven he is to stay in Florida and the tax situation or wherever he's going to go to. I know probably teams like Utah will be knocking on his door, like teams that have that cap space. I wouldn't even be surprised if Chicago's knocking on his door, so they have somebody to play with Bedard. They got tons of cap space there, so he could play on the right side with Bedard. I'm pretty sure he'd be pretty happy with that for the rest of his career. So, something like that. But
So Reinhart was second in goals at 57 this year. Sorry. What in the fuck? See, Saad, Reinhart to Toronto or Vancouver doesn't work for those teams. They don't need that type of player. I mean, unless Vancouver gets rid of Elias Pettersson.
yeah, I don't see that.
No, they just signed him.
So, okay, I don't know how I got on Alex fucking Goligoski. Thanks a lot.
Alex Goligoski.
Yeah.
Colorado scores. It's over.
You're a little bit ahead of me.
Wow.
Okay, so Sam Reinhart is 28. He is from British Columbia.
There's another guy that hasn't made a ton of money in Reinhart.
$19 million contract where he makes 6.5. He had a signing bonus of $2 million. His base salary is 4.5, 6.5. That deal was given to him, I guess, by Bill Zito. And he'll be a full-on UFA, so he could test the open market.
I'll tell you the team that needs him, but I don't think they will be. I don't know if they'd be willing to pay him. Would be the Carolina Hurricanes. Like that to me, that's like after playing with Barkov, you play with Aho. They're very similar players, and the only thing that Carolina has a difficult thing doing is scoring. So I would rather have him over Gunsel all day. He's a better two-way player. He plays more like a Brindamore type style, but it depends on how much he's.
Oh, yeah, he could go to Carolina. I don't think Carolina's going to keep Gensel. I think Gensel's going to go someplace like Minnesota or something.
Yeah, that's funny. I agree. Yeah, let Zuccarello go and get Gunsel in there to play. That's not a bad move. That's not a bad look for sure. Maybe Nashville needs goal scoring there. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, we've gotten a lot of people in the chat. Definitely on the Twitter, got a ton of people there. Appreciate you. The score right now is Colorado 5, Dallas 3. There is 3:01 left. Dallas is going on the power play. This is huge if they could get a goal here in the third period. Otherwise, we're forced at game 6. They're going back to Mile High and Ball Arena. So, but Dallas has taken, I think they took 2 games there, did they not? They took 2 games in Ball Arena, so they're not scared, I don't think. And if they get Hintz back, could be a big thing. So we'll see. But it is in all likelihood Dallas is going to lose this game unless they can get 2 quick ones. They got to score on the power play here fast. Oh, Pavelski on the doorstep, close but no cigar. Johnson works it down around the point, and he throws it at net. Oh my God, I think that went off the inside of the post and shot around, and it's going to go all the way down. Oh. Dennis is saying 6-4. Is that what you need? Is that what you think the final score will be, Dennis? 6-4? Like they'll get a goal here and then they'll pull the goalie. They have the goalie right now.
Unless he's way ahead of us.
Yeah, I mean, I have 2:14 left. Yeah, they have the goalie pulled. Yep, they have the goalie pulled. They definitely have the goalie pulled. There's only 2 minutes left. Oh, kept in by Heiskanen. Heiskanen blast. Oh, my God. It almost went out to Wyatt Johnson on his stick. If he was just a little bit higher in the slot, he would have buried it. Empty netter. 53 seconds left on the power play. 1:52 left in the final third. Oh my God, what a shot attempt by Wyatt Johnson. Thought he almost scored there on the short side after a really nice pass from Jamie Benn cross ice. Sagan throws down. Colorado's just dropping and diving shots. I think the teams that keep their composure in these tournaments are really the ones that got ice in their veins where they can just get these minutes. So and Dallas is just losing a lot of time here. They needed to score early. So shot is blocked. Only 17 seconds left on the power play. 1:15 left to go. Skated out of the zone. Stankoven drops it in. It looks like it's going to be offsides. With
Dallas, Colorado. Oh, man, Dallas just got a penalty too now.
Yeah.
Sagan took something off the – yeah, he ran to the locker room. So
Sagan's had a bad game.
It's way over.
Man, okay, all right. Oh well, we're going back to Colorado.
Yeah, again, the story of this one is, guys, and my final thoughts. People are clearing out of the thing. It'll be 4-on-4 for 10 seconds, and then the game's over. But then it's a minute left. It's going to be a tough one. I have to say, man, I'm really disappointed with these teams that have a chance to eliminate and can't finish the game off. And that's my final thought for the day. Rico, how about you give your final thoughts before we sign off?
Yeah, no, you echoed my sentiment exactly, man. Too many series are getting extended here. It's like, man, like now you're going back to Carolina. The Rangers should have just finished that off at home, but now Carolina, a little bit of momentum at home next game.
Carolina wins this game.
Yeah, then the next, I mean, and that Edmonton-Vancouver series is just like such a coin flip, man. Like I thought this game was going overtime last night. Next thing you know, Bouchard bomb, and it's done. Like, man, I feel bad for both those teams. Like any of these series go either way. It sucks with the Nukushin thing going on with Colorado, but Nate McKinnon and Cale Makar came to play tonight, and that's awesome to see. They're just like, whatever, put it behind us. We're still who we are. We're still the Colorado Avalanche, and looks like they're not done yet. So they're going back home to Mile High in the altitude. Dallas got to take that flight back to Colorado, man. That sucks. It's a playoffs. The boys are jumping on the bird again.
This year in the playoffs, though. So I think if you get Rupe Hintz back. So here's the deal. Tomorrow's games is sad ass. We did preview them earlier in the show, Saad. But Rico, I'll go ahead and let you get a chance here. Rangers are plus 140 against the Hurricanes in Carolina. Who do you like in that game for our friend Saad?
Yeah, I'm taking Carolina at home. They're going to be nuts because there's a bit of life in this series now. And that, like you said earlier, the 5-on-5 play, Carolina's been dominating. They've got a bad call here and there. So, I mean, Shesterkin's still in net. They can go in there and steal that game. Expect it to be low scoring, but I think Carolina wins that one. And that goes to 7, where I think the Rangers win it in 7 at home. But I think Carolina wins the next game in Carolina. And then I think Vancouver beats Edmonton at home tomorrow night as well, too. So I'll go Carolina and Vancouver tomorrow night as my picks.
I am with you on both those. Of course, I want the Rangers to win because I can root for them. But, okay, PEarlo's gone, and he gave his picks earlier in the show. So appreciate – oh, okay.
He was like the Undertaker meme.
Were you getting licked by a midget or something there? What was going on there?
I was just leaning back, dude.
Yeah, but you disappeared. We can't see you on the screen, bro. That doesn't make for good TV.
Yeah,
little Midgie. It's okay. It's okay, little Midgie. It'll all be over soon.
They're all, I pay like 3 or 4 of them to sit around here, and sometimes they just come up, and that's it. What are you going to do? You got to lay back.
All right,
so, anyways,
lay back. Lean back.
Lean
Perlo's doing the remix.
Chill.
Lean back. Lean back.
I got Dallas plus 650 to win. Or sorry, Carolina plus 650.
Yeah, you
So
gave your picks earlier, so I just want you to give your final thoughts.
I'm
You gave your
sticking with.
picks.
I'm sticking with that. I just have a feeling that Carolina. I don't know. I just don't trust that freaking range. I don't trust Panarin still. I know he had a great season. I don't trust him. Zibanejad. I love Laviolette, and it's hard for me to say this, but I just got a feeling that Carolina is going to come correct for the rest of the series and pull it out. So I'll just stick with that for now.
Okay. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you guys, and thank you everybody. We had lots of people on the X. So just remember on the X, you can type into the chat there, and we'll see it, and we can respond to you. And you can hear if you have a question or whatever. You give a crap what we think. But it's always cool to interact with you guys. We did the whole game. Well, we didn't do the whole game. We did the second and the third period. So that's a first for us kind of doing the show. I really appreciate everybody that came out. Yeah, thanks, Dennis. Thanks for coming out, man. Appreciate everybody that was in the YouTube. Sorry we lost the Instagram feed. I don't know what happened there, guys. That could have been my fault. Appreciate everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.